Hi there, I'm John, and today I'm going to explain to you why money isn't real.
But I'm gonna have a press call first thing, and I really don't know what I'm gonna tell them.
Tell them Lehman exacerbated AIG. The simultaneous payouts of CDOs and credit default swaps put catastrophic pressure
Go back
on
further.
the global pool of investment capital.
She has to do this in English.
Hi, I'm John, and today we're going to talk about why the society we're living in is based on a banking system that makes no sense.
They almost bring down the US economy as we know it, but we can't put restrictions on how they spend the $125 billion we're giving them because they might not take it.
Fuck. How do I start this? Hey, I'm John, and today I'm going to explain to you why money doesn't matter and isn't real. Honestly, I think it's important to just kind of explain, like, when I look at the last few decades, last 2 decades, start from 2000, I look at 9/11 and the mortgage collapse of 2008. And this is the world that those two events built. And I think that's a great way to kind of just, I know you're overgeneralizing things, but you talk about big brother, security state, police state, apparatus, surveillance, combined with mega inflation, shrinkflation, mortgage wrapped bonds, securities, tranches, all this bullshit.
Start with the homeowners.
Okay, here's how you explain it. Wall Street started bundling home loans together, mortgage-backed securities, and selling slices of those bundles to investors. And they were making big money. So they started pushing the lenders, saying, come on, we need more loans.
That at the end of the day, it's like, bro, the fact the government gives us a credit score is an absurd joke. They are 33, like the American government alone is $33 trillion in debt, you know? So it's like no one in government or on Wall Street or at your goddamn local credit union, no one that works in finance you should never feel concerned about how they feel about the way you use money, because frankly, they have proven that they are the worst managers of money of all time.
The lenders are already giving loans to borrowers with good credit, so they go bottom feeding. They lower their criteria.
Before, you needed a credit score of 620 and a down payment of 20%. Now they'll settle for 500, no money down.
And the buyer, the regular guy on the street, assumes that the experts know what they're doing.
And why, let me ask you this, why would they ever change anything they've done when there were no repercussions for any of the shit? Like, they put millions of people out of their homes, led to, I mean, if you really want to start quantifying it, it's impossible. The amount of mental health issues, broken families, suffering, hunger, drug addictions, all stem from the biggest heist in human history, which was the mortgage collapse of 2008.
He's saying to himself, if the bank's willing to loan me money, I must be able to afford it. So he reaches for the American dream. He buys that house.
The banks knew securities based on shitbag mortgages were risky.
You'll work on shitbag.
So to control their downside, the banks started buying a kind of insurance.
And here we are again. The stats are all pointing the same way. We never actually fixed that problem. We put a Band-Aid on cancer. There are, JP Morgan, it's not even, listen, we don't even have to talk about the fact that JP Morgan, it's like pretty much proven at this point that they knew about Epstein Island, and, Epstein used to work there and had some connects there, of course. You know how we roll, baby? So, like, none of these people paid any repercussions for any of this stuff. They settled a $300 million lawsuit with Epstein victims that people don't talk about or reference ever. I don't know why that's not talked about more. I try and bring it up every time I can.
If mortgages default, insurance company pays. Default swap. The banks insure their potential losses to move the risk off their books so they can invest more make more money.
Well, a lot of companies insured this stuff. One was dumb enough to take on an almost unbelievable amount of risk.
AIG.
And you'll work on dumb.
But, you know, it's just a fucking joke. It's honestly a fucking joke. And the fact that money designed in general, like, you know, I'm not the best person to explain it to you, but I would highly suggest y'all go watch The Four Horsemen. Just a YouTube doc. You can watch that anytime. And just understand that fiat money is a cycle of debt that is designed to keep us trapped in it.
And when they ask me why they did that?
Fees.
Hundreds of millions in fees.
Yeah, you figured the housing market would just keep going up, but then the unexpected happens.
Housing prices go down.
Poor bastard who bought his dream house, the teaser rate on his mortgage runs out, his payments go up, he defaults.
Mortgage-backed securities tank. AIG has to pay off the swaps. All of them. All over the world. At the same time.
You're never supposed to pay off the debt. Let me explain to you how you pay your debt off in this system. You go to war. That's why every 100 years there's a massive world war. That's why every 30s since the 1700s there has been a depression. That is why we are living in a world where, I don't know. But that's how they got us. That's the beautiful, it's the most frustrating thing about it, but it's also maybe our way out is the fact that none of this shit is real. Do you know how much money the banks have in their vaults? Fucking 5% of what they say they have. So at this point, yeah, like...
Every bank they insure books massive losses on the same day. And then they all go under. It all comes down.
The whole financial system?
And it looks like it's coming to a fucking screeching halt here. They're not going to be able to bail it out again the way they did last time either. Like, there'll be no TARP. No TARP. Ben Bernanke, he ain't helping. You know what I'm saying? Hank Paulson. You know, and it's like... How did it come to this?
What do I say when they ask me why it wasn't regulated?
No one wanted to. We were making too much money.
Why? I don't know. What can you do? I think I'm out of words for now. But yeah, I just watched a few movies. You know, I've been showing some clips throughout this video, and like, you know, The Big Short, obviously, but Too Big to Fail is a great one, and then Margin Call, and you know, it's got some pretty fucking horrific people in them in those movies now, but the message is still very good, and you can really start to understand it if you watch those three movies: Too Big to Fail, The Big Short, and Margin Call, and then throw in The Four Horsemen on YouTube. You will understand fully the joke world we are living in. And I'll let Sir Simon Garfunkel, I don't know what this fucking actor's name is. Simon Pegg? No. Anyways, it's the dude from Underworld and Love Indubitably. Okay? Anyways, now you know a little bit more about what a joke it is that you have a credit score. Take care.
It's just money. It's made up. Pieces of paper with pictures on it so we don't have to kill each other just to get something to eat. It's not wrong, and it's certainly no different today than it's ever been. 1637, 1797, 1819, 37, 57,